So what do you mean by a good story or a bad story? Would you have said that psychology is very simple before you had got
Not at all. I felt psychology was one of the scariest part.
Right.
Actually, I was told how to enter the room, how to wish your interviewing officer.
Why is that important? And you got to be ready to undertake and shoulder the responsibilities of your motherland. And for that, people will not come from any other country. So, hi, Kadali. It's a matter of honor to have you here, and always good to talk to my students who have made it. First of all, huge congratulations for making into the armed forces in Airforce. Tell me something about why did you and how did you prepare yourself for this SSB? I believe you got through in your second attempt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, I did not prepare something extra for this. I was just following the things that I have been taught over here.
Okay.
So, I was just able to practice that. I practiced narrations time to time and then came up with and practiced various other pictures as well to
Right.
make a good stories.
Right.
And then went.
So what do you mean by a good story or a bad story?
So, a good story in which I wanted to add in the elements that I wanted to have so
Okay.
that the story is covered and is clear and it is realistic.
Mhm.
Earlier, I used to make something imaginative stories.
Right.
So, here now I could add elements that are much more realistic and would help.
Some things which you have done,
Yes, sir.
something which you have read,
Yes.
something which you have pondered,
Yes, sir.
and something which you want to do.
Yes, sir. So, basically,
Right.
my experiences, I could add those in the story.
Right. So since you have started this story, we'll cover the psychology part. How was your preparation for, I believe you were telling me when we were talking that you could reach beyond around 53 SRTs and
Yes.
almost complete
Yes.
words, and you were very happy with your stories.
Yes, sir.
So why were you happy? How did you prepare yourself to be able to write such good stories?
So the very major part that my stories were being so good was it. The contribution was made by our group captain Anil sir. He taught us so finely about the elements that we should add, what imagination that we could come up with when we look at the pictures and how to structure our stories. So in that way, adding my experiences, so I could come up with a better stories that could enhance the.
Okay. So what I understand is that Group Captain Anil who's our psychologist, is Gurudeva Academy's psychologist. He added that what you're writing was okay, first class,
Yes.
but there has to be what led to the situation.
Yes, sir. Actually, he taught the structures, so I could come up with. I could basically articulate my stories in such.
Okay,
ways.
you could. You knew that you had it within you. Nobody can
Yes.
teach you. Nobody can teach you the exact stories. So that's wonderful. So, but most of the people are not able to reach this figure of 60 or 55 in VAT and SRT.
Yes, sir.
How were you able to do that?
So when it comes to SRT, Rahul sir has helped us a lot. Even Himani ma'am was there for SRTs. They gave a very short tricks on how to write short answers. So and very crisp answers, basically what they are actually expecting you to give.
Right.
So in that way, I was able to cover 53 SRTs, which could have been gone to a better level. But
What did the other दूसरे जो तुम्हारे साथ 7 और लोग तुम्हारे ग्रुप में थे,
Yes.
उन लोगों ने कितने SRTs लिखे?
So they were able to complete around 45 to 50 in that range. They were
Right.
able to do that.
So when you check back that you had done at least quantitatively more than them, did it give you some sort of a that I'm doing well?
Yes, sir. It gave me a confidence that yes, I could complete 53, which is a huge number according to me as compared to others.
So now
I
I
was
want to take cover differently. One thing is to be able to write a story. Anybody can write a story and then add whatever sir has taught. But there you have a time limit, 4 minutes. How difficult you found or how easy you found to write those many stories? And were you able to complete it in 4 minutes? And if you were comfortable, what did you do here to be able to reach there?
So first, the problem I faced here was completing the stories in time. So my writing speed was quite low. So I improved on it. And not just that, since we have so many PPDT sessions here, so I was able to come up with a huge number of stories and
that
ideas.
fear had also gone
Yes.
of test because we are conducting
Yes, sir.
so many PPDTs.
Yes, sir. And that has actually opened up my imagination. So I could come up with various ideas. Like I had n number of ideas when a picture came in front of me.
Basically, Srinidhi, what I feel that everybody has the potential.
Yes, sir.
It is an academy or the group that you're working. If they can bring it out and forth and publicly say that you're going okay, don't worry. That feeling that I'm going okay, this comes with a lot of practice, doesn't
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
it? Right.
True.
So you think the number of PPDTs that we are doing,
Yes, sir.
the number of stories we are writing and we are being told and we are being corrected.
Yes, sir.
You are getting dominating in
Yes, sir.
group discussion, or you are speaking very little. This much is enough, and things like that.
Yes, sir.
So it is question of, I would say, standardization
Yes, sir.
of what is the standard. If you are able to reach there, then naturally SSB says, well, this is a good girl. So there is not a new thing that we are teaching you. We are only making you reach to your best.
Yes, sir. Truly.
Right. Tell me something about, we have covered psychology, we have covered. So tell me something about interview. How was the interview? What preparations did you do? And what was the effect of Gurudeva Academy conducting a number of interviews of yours? Yeah.
So during my duration of practice over here in Gurudeva's, I got 3 interviews. So on each interview, I was a different person. So with each interview, I got the various feedbacks, and I was made to
Why not go to the best interviewer that I have, and if he takes 3 interview, is that better, or 3 different interviewers?
So 3 different interviews.
Why?
So because everyone have a different perspective on how they can ask you questions.
Very correct.
So in that way, I was able to attempt those questions or answers those questions.
Tell me, after every interview that you were conducted here, that you underwent, were you told your strength and weaknesses?
No, sir. Like in whatever I had prepared, in that sense, they were able to tell me like what answers were you giving it wrong, or how you should prepare for those answers, or how you should attempt those answers. So in that way, they were able to tell me, yes, you are lagging over here, and at the same time, they were also telling me about this was a good answer. Like you can articulate it much better.
Right.
You can do it better. So in that.
So
way,
did any of the interviewer also correct your body language, your pitch, your speed of speaking?
Yes.
Were you commented on each?
Yes, sir. I was told how to enter the room, how to wish your interviewing officer.
Why is that important?
So because I feel that first impression is always the last impression.
I agree with you.
So the very first impression should be so much crisp and sharp that the interviewing officer should understand that we are over here to get this, to achieve this. So basically,
And does it
confidence.
Does it add to your confidence also that, okay, whatever a standard interview, the way one should, I'm at my best?
Yes, sir. It actually boosts the confidence when you are there. When you see the expressions of the interviewing officer, when he's actually happy with your presence or your impression. So that kind of boosts their confidence.
So it is not only that he is interviewing you, even you are interviewing the other person also. And you should enjoy this conversation.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because if you time yourself, if you absolutely compact yourself, then you are not giving an interview.
Yes, sir.
Your interview must show the type of person that you are.
Yes, sir.
You can be made to be free, but you must know your limits also.
Yes, sir.
That beyond this or less than this would not do.
Yes, sir.
Were there some questions in the interview which you did not know the answer, and were you able to tell him, or you said, okay, let me give an answer, it may work out, it may not work out?
No, so mostly all the questions I could answer, basically it was from the PIQs. So coming over here, I could introspect my life and come up with, like, I could know all those kind of questions that could have been asked. So in that way, I was able to know my own life much better. And in that way, I could introspect all the things that are going around.
But there must be some question which you did not know.
Yes, sir. Those questions were basically from general awareness and current affairs.
So what did you do? Did you tell him upfront that I don't know? Or did you say, sir, it could be this or that?
No, sir. I was very much clear with my answers. If I did not know, then I clearly said, sorry, sir, I don't know the answer.
So there's nothing wrong in admitting.
No, sir. It did not.
Nobody is a robo.
Yes,
who
sir.
has been fed with all possible answers.
Yes, sir.
There are questions that I don't know.
Yes, sir.
And yet I can make it.
Yes, sir.
And Kadali has made it.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm very happy to see all your 32 teeth out. And that's what we wanted. Whenever you came to me after every interview, I kept on telling you that you have it in you. Just present yourself the way you are.
Yes, sir.
And the moment we see that a person is good, confident, truthful, has some capacity to discuss, he makes it.
Yes, sir.
Or she makes it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we come to, I don't want to prolong it too much. What will be your 5 good suggestions for a fresher or even those who are repeater to how to prepare?
So I would say that preparing, in my experience, I could say that preparing current affairs is one of the most important parts, because it helps you with group discussions.
Is it covered here?
Yes, sir. We have current affairs classes and general awareness classes taken by Colonel Chauhan, sir, and he explains all the concepts from basics and how it is impacting our country.
Can you in 15-20 days let people mug up certain things?
No, sir, absolutely not.
Certain history is also told
Yes,
to you.
sir. So basically, all the things are what impacts, what background was there earlier, what is going on in present, and how it is impacting our lives, our country's lives, or our nearby countries.
So you are happy with Colonel Chauhan's classes?
Yes, sir. He is at his best. He is the best one, I feel.
Yes, Colonel Chauhan is finding his roots very deep in the society, and so is Group Captain Anil was. And I'm very happy that I have been able to raise a team of good 13, 14 people.
Yes, sir. So I would say that not a single person over here is someone who is not there in contributing my success life. Success story.
It's the way you dress up. It's the way you conduct. It's the way you walk.
Yes.
It's the voice quality. It is your control over yourself.
Yes.
You're going for a very formal thing.
Yes, sir.
You cannot be. He will try and make you informal.
Yes, sir.
But आपको तो लगे रहना है.
Yes.
आपको अपना बेस्ट दिखलाना, घबराना नहीं है.
Yes.
जो नहीं जानते उसको upfront, sir, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'll find out and let you know. Yes. Isn't it? Because if you get scared, oh my God, I have not answered 4 questions, and so your standard keeps going down.
Yes, sir.
Then you cannot face the world.
Yes, sir.
So I had asked you 4 or 5 things. One of them you said is current affairs. What are other things?
So the second thing I would like people to know about is psychology. Like they have made a hustle out of it, that it is very much difficult.
Right.
But actually it is the easiest test because it's totally on you. No one is there to judge like how are you thinking or whatever your creative mind says. Just you have to put it on words.
Would you have said that psychology is very simple before you had joined?
Not at all. I was actually, I felt psychology was one of the scariest part when I was not over here. When afterwards I came over here, Colonel Group Captain Anil Vasa helped me. Even Lamia ma'am helped me.
Himani.
Lamia ma'am.
And Himani also.
Himani ma'am.
A lot of classes.
Yes, sir. She also took SRD classes. So she was she taught us to be very much crisp in how to react in situations.
Right. Crisp does not mean that you cut out the answers.
Yes.
How you formulate your answers.
Yes, sir.
That it carries all.
Yes, sir.
And yet it is brief.
Yes, sir.
That's very important. Right. Okay. So that's number 2 that you're, So, What's your 3rd, 4th and 5th?
So 3rd is first when we are appearing for interviews, you have to know your life much better.
Yeah.
And you are the one who should know it better.
Okay.
So in that way, when we come over here, we are actually made to judge our lives, or I would say introspect our lives, so that we know what events have occurred, and that will help us in answering the questions in interview. So we don't get stuck up over there, and
Right.
it gives kind of an impression that we don't know about our own lives.
So you mean to say introspect yourself well.
Yes.
In
sir.
your case, unfortunately, your father is no more.
Yes, sir.
But you knew what exactly had happened.
Yes.
You also knew exactly how did the family run.
Yes, sir.
And in that, you must have contributed, and which, being an elder child, you were fully prepared to say.
Yes, sir.
See, many times people don't know. We anticipate and we ask you and put through a rigor in Gurudeva Academy so that you know yourself very
Yes.
well, right? You also, if you are from Pune, you got to damn well know what's Pune.
Yes, sir.
What are the strengths?
Yes, sir.
What are the weaknesses?
Yes.
If you have been to some place and if you have not known what it is, then that means your inquisitiveness, आपका जानने की इच्छा कम है. So these are three things that you are told. I'm sure if I would have given you time, you would have come out. This is not an interview. This I'm talking to a person who is now coming to my stature. Of course, being a woman, you're always above me. Would you like to give a message to all those people who are listening, both boys and girls, as to what difference it has made to you? Your call-up letter has not come up, but you have just got through SSB.
SSB.
What difference has it made? And should others fear not undertaking in coming to Gurudeva Academy, or should they come here?
Yes. So I would suggest everyone that taking up coaching is not a compulsion that has been made over here. But the thing is that you can read it yourself. But coaching, basically, it gives you a real-time experience that I have got over here. Group discussions I could have been done on my own. So those experiences, how to enter into group discussion, how to take up leads, how to practice. So these, and even the suggestions that are given immediately after any group discussion, it has helped me improve in all the stages. Like today I'm a different person, tomorrow I would be an improved version. So in that case, I have come up with, like, I have improved myself totally, continuously and consistently. So I would say, like, you have to give your best, and here we are polished. Our talents are not changed, but they are polished over here. So
thank you, Srinidhi, and give my regards to your mother.
Thank you, sir.
Friends, we have given this not to sell Gurudeva's Academy, but at Gurudeva's Academy, we are a dedicated group of a dirty dozen people who are there to bring out your best, to cull out your best, to make you know that you are a person of substance. And if you are a woman, my God, you are absolutely going to contribute. Remember, the nation comes first.
Yes.
Every time, always and every time.
Yes, sir.
And if only men folk cannot fight, only women folk cannot fight, we need, and the coming 75 years is ours. And if it has to be ours, then you got to be ready to undertake and shoulder the responsibilities of your motherland. And for that, people will not come from any other country. You got to prepare yourself very well, like Srinidhi did. I remember, and I've seen her on 24/8, I've seen her on 22/8, I've seen her on 18/8, I've seen her on 15/8, and I have also seen her on 12/8. So 5 times I will be there to see whether are you growing or not, and the various interviewers would give me the entire feedback. So you will be evaluated absolutely well. Yes, we take pride in telling that Srinidhi today is a very successful woman. People are respecting her. People will respect you too. You have it in you. But there has to be somebody who can hold your hand and tell you, you know what, you can do this. So God bless you, beta. It was simply superb, and I rejoice. Please pay my pranam to your mother,
Yes.
who has given you such a wonderful life. I'm sure your father is blessing you from there. May
Yes,
God bless you.
always.
May you become an Air Commodore one day.
Thank
And
you, sir.
I won't be there, but my soul will be there to watch my
Thank you,
Srinidhi
sir.
putting on those ribbons. God bless you.
Yes.